this video, we're going to talk about properly separating the seedlings. Whether you're a gardener like me at home or a farmer, it's always important to understand the proper technique for separating seedlings to make sure that your plants are healthy and productive. We will also be covering methods of seedling separation and providing tips and tricks for success. First, we have to mix our soil. The basic recipe for that is 2 part peat moss, 2 part vermiculite, 1 part perlite, and if you have a compost or worm casting, then you can put that too. You mix them all together, and if you want the worm casting or a slow release fertilizer to mix so you can provide nutrients, you have to stir it and then you fill your seed tray. I'm going to separate this seeds right here. This is what I've got. We have Swiss chards, which we planted on 12/25. We have zucchini. We also planted on 12/25, and we have Japanese spinach and bok choy and kale. First, I'm going to show you the true leaves. See this one? This is zucchini. So this is the true leaves. Then it's time to replant once you get all the seedlings like that. We can also use different cups. I like this one, but you have to make a hole. You can use this one. I don't have a lot of these, so I'm going to use a few on this one. You can always use a cup right here, which I put a hole, or I like this one better because this one you only put enough soil. There are several methods of seedling preparation, including hand picking, which what we're going to do. There's also using a seedling separator machine and using a seedling tray system. A seedling hand picking is a manual method for a small-time gardener. We're going to separate this one. We have to take it out of the tray, out of the pot, and I usually water them. I water them before I separate them so it's soft. And this method is suitable for like a small gardener like me, and it's best for delicate seedlings that require gentle handling. So I'm going to separate each one. I'm going to put this in a bigger pot because zucchini grows bigger. So that's why I'm picking a bigger pot. So I'm going to slowly and gently put everything in each pot, and then I'll make a hole later. The second method of seedling separator is a separator machine. It is a mechanical method for separating seedlings, and it's used for series of screens and brushes to separate seedlings of different sizes and thickness. This method is suitable for larger scale gardening or like farming. The last one is the seedling tray system, which is a method of separating seedling by using seedling trays, which I am also going to do that in a few minutes. The small ones, the bok choy and the kale, I'm going to put that in a seedling trays because I don't want to waste too much soil. The seedlings, the plants are still small, and I don't, you need to save soil because soil gets very expensive too. This method allows for easy transplantation of seedlings and is efficient for large-scale gardening or farming project. Or like me, I'm a lazy gardener. I put a lot of seeds in a pot, and now I have to separate the strong ones. It is also allowed for seedling to be separated by size and thickness. Each method has its own advantage and disadvantages, and the choice of which method to use will depend on the scale of gardening, or it depends on the type of seedlings you want to separate. Sometimes when they're very, very tiny, then I use trays, but the zucchinis, I use pots. To separate seedlings, you have to identify which one is the strong ones, and then you need to be gentle with the delicate seedlings. So that's why most of the time I put them one by one separately, so I know which one is the strongest seedlings and which one is the delicate seedlings. And this will ensure that the best seedling and the strongest seedlings are the ones that we selected for transplantation. Seedlings are delicate and they need to be handled with care. When separating seedlings, use gentle motion and avoid pulling or tugging on the seedlings. That's why you have to wet it first so they're not too compact with each other. You also need to use clean tools so there's no diseases or pests to the seedlings. Try to transplant your seedlings when it's overcast or it's evening, because seedlings are more susceptible to stress when they are transplanted. Transplanting in the evening or an overcast day will help reduce the stress on the seedlings. I'm also going to show you how I transplant seedlings in a tray. I use this tray because these seedlings are very tiny. These are Swiss chard and they already have their true leaves. I planted this Swiss chard on 12/25, December 25, so right now it's about 4 weeks now, and you have to look for the strongest leaves, and that's when you start planting. So after I slowly and gently remove the seedlings from the pot, I slowly separate them and I look for the strongest seedlings, and then I'm going to transplant them, make a hole in the soil and push it down, and then cover it with soil. Gently press down on the soil around each seedlings to secure it in place. See that one? Those are the true leaves. True leaves in a seedling refers to the first set of leaves that grows on the plant after it has emerged from the seeds. I am going to continue planting. If you want to see how I started growing from seeds, I will link the video in the description below. After you finish putting all the seedlings, you water the seedlings gently to settle the soil and encourage root growth. Be careful not to overwater, as this can cause root rot. When it's all done, you put the tray in a sunny location. I have a greenhouse, but before we build our greenhouse, I used to have a small greenhouse plastic that I bought from Amazon. I placed it in the backyard so they get sunlight. Then keep an eye on your seedlings regularly and make sure they have enough water and light. It is important to emphasize the importance of taking the time to properly separate seedlings for a successful gardening. Properly separating the seedlings can lead to healthier and more productive plant later and greater yields. Whether you're a small gardener like me or a farmer, it is essential to understand the proper technique for separating seedlings and to use the appropriate method for your specific project. By following some of the tips and tricks that we have discussed, you can ensure that your seedlings are properly separated and given the best chance for growth and success. Remember that taking the time to properly separate your seedlings is an investment in the success of your gardening or farming project. I know it feels like it's a lot of work, but it's actually not. I listen to music or audiobook when I'm separating seedlings, and before you know it, you're done. The harvest that you get from your own garden is very rewarding, and the taste of your harvest is a lot better than store-bought vegetables. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get alert for more videos like this. Bye now.